right, let's take a look at another one. Let's see if we can't find one. Let's do Marcelo Garcia rolling with Lovato. Again, my first look at this particular roll. Let's see if he pulls guard right away. Looks like Lovato's pulling guard, so let's skip. And here we go. If my internet didn't freeze. So he's got his grip right away, pulls in. Yeah, this is a more attacking Marcelo. Now it's this roll I think is going to be interesting because they're both playing into each other's strengths, in the sense that Lovato really likes the smash pass, putting the legs together in essentially the butterfly guard position, the smushed butterfly guard position, and working from a mount. And Marcelo doesn't necessarily oppose that position. So we're going to see two world champions kind of engage in this. Yeah, that was pretty cool, because if this leg, Lovato's leg here, when you do the shin to shin on the first video that we had, when you do the shin to shin and kick through the single leg X guard, which is kind of the position he has, this Marcelo's right hook is in right now, and this ends up too low, it can be difficult. So it doesn't look like he does anything too special. He's lifting with his hook to make this leg light. You see how he did that? The knee came off the ground, making a little bit of space to swing that. We're using some flexibility here. We're not safe until we get the hand under, but you notice that the knee is off the ground. That's the important part here on the setup, because once that knee goes to the chest, it's easy to kind of catch down there at the Achilles and start to swing it around. That was pretty neat. So this one wouldn't be taught for a little while. This is Lovato 2. Until my students start having trouble grabbing, or myself having trouble grabbing the leg and getting it up on the shoulder. Because that little tip is tricky, because me as a passer, if I'm ever in the spot, I'm going to want to cross my legs and make them as heavy as possible, and making that lightness to where you can get it off the ground and get that leg around is really important. So let's do 130. And I'll title it "Can't Grab Leg Easily" from Single Leg X. I want to use as descriptive term as possible, because it could be several days before I teach this in a class, and I need to kind of know what I'm doing. Good. So rewatch that, if you're following along at home, rewatch how we lifted him there. That was pretty cool as well. So we could include the finish, which is right here. Maybe a DQ on that one. So he's having trouble controlling it above the shoulder, so he's grabbing his pants here. Now, one of the things as far as analyzing video and when trying to reverse engineer somebody's system is that you have to kind of boil it down to if-then statements. For example, let's make a very basic one, our tree trunk. If the opponent is standing above you, then you're going to hug the leg and work for the single leg X guard. If he's sitting, you're going to work the butterfly sweeps. So you have two if-then statements. And then with each statement, you're going to make more if-then statements. For example, if he's standing in front of me with his legs together, then I go for the double ankle butterfly sweep. If he's standing with them apart, then I can use the double ankle as an entry to the shin to shin. You just continue to add, like you're a computer programmer, you continue to add code in the form of if-then statements until you have a complete picture of the system in play. So this is a pretty narrow if-then statement. If I'm starting to lose my opponent's control of my opponent's leg right here, I'm going to grab his gi. And he's trying to rip out his leg, essentially. So what he's going to do is grab behind this leg. A similar idea than the sticking your leg, the one I discovered in the first roll, sticking your right leg behind. And his momentum is going to sweep him backwards, because what do you have here? You have a very, very modified double ankle sweep. Just a standard double ankle, so you grab the ankles and disbalance him. So that's what ultimately sweeps him here. He does solidify top position. So that's kind of solidified at 157. And I wrote, continuing this, I'm going to add more descriptive language so I can remember. Lovato tries to pull out of single leg X. And I want to get another look at it, so I'm going to watch the whole series for 130. Lifting with his hook. Notice the kicking movement of his leg. Lovato tries to step over the hook. Get the position again and go into that sweep. That's pretty cool. Alright, moving on. Let's see if we can find it. It looks like we start right away. Let's see if Marcelo pulls guard. He gets his grip that he likes there. And I'm noticing that it is a standard of practice based on the last analysis. I have not analyzed any further videos since I filmed the first one. So he tries to go for a butterfly sweep right off the bat and into single leg X. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he's going a lot harder here, significantly harder. Now, this one can be used to exemplify the aggression needed. That would be a cool topic. Marcelo gave an interview to Budo Jake and talked about attacking until they essentially quit. And this could be attacking until you find an opening and they shut down. This could be a good example of that, because unlike some of the previous roles where they're more casual in nature, this one's more aggressive. Yes, he's going right for that. And let's see what stopped the sweep here. Let's take a look what stopped the sweep. It's very pixelated, but you can see his arm came across to the other side. Marcelo gets the underhook, perhaps looking to follow up, but notices that his leg is in perfect position to kick through without a shin to shin and get single leg X guard with the ankle lock grip. And Marcelo, has probably learned that his opponent is going to try and yank out of it, so he's probably not so quick to release this nice ankle lock grip. I'm calling it ankle lock grip, call it whatever you want, because it's nice and snug when he goes to pull out. So 229 is when that starts. 229. Starts with butterfly sweep, collar into arm. Doesn't work. Gets underhook. Now it's important to watch when he fails. At least my memory serves off of this. He doesn't just stay on his back. He pops up. Watch. Pops up right. No, I guess he doesn't. That's something that I've seen a couple of times, is he pops right back up and goes for the sweep. Probably why he chose to go to single leg X guard. So I've learned from my hypothesis of him popping up that maybe that was one of the factors that led him to the single leg X guard as opposed to trying a butterfly sweep. Instead, gets underhook. Doesn't pop up. Shoots leg through. Single leg X. Now let's see where we go with this. Now this is something I like. I mentioned that I didn't like the Rickson Gracie black belt grabbing the collar in the last one. I think this is a far more intelligent reaction of grabbing this arm. What it does is it makes it harder for Marcelo to get up on this arm if he chooses to explode up just from the single leg X and get the takedown. He strips the grip right there. Lovato gets it again. That's his idea for defense, is probably grabbing that arm. That's why Marcelo was a little bit choosy about grabbing that grip there. Lovato's improving his position here. I'll just watch for a moment. This is very fascinating to me, because if I were trying, even with lower belts and not putting a lot of energy, I could see myself in this position where they just smush past my single leg X. So we're going to see how Marcelo deals with that, or doesn't. Marcelo's position improving dramatically here. So we have to figure out what factors are in play. Lovato's controlling that arm, I'm noticing. I'm going to need a second look. He's trying to step out. Marcelo tries for a sweep backwards there. Which is why I love this grip so much. And this is the highest level stuff that I have studied so far. In terms of counters and such. With this grip, with Lovato controlling that grip, it would take a very high level X-guard player to sweep him. Obviously, Marcelo is that person. If it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Marcelo. Very nice. So there's lots in that sequence that we can learn from, more than any other sequence, because there's lots of gripping, lots of different gripping situations. Back here, let's back this whole train up. We don't need too much more than this out of this roll, because this will keep us busy for a while. We notice right here with Marcelo's leg is not in the ideal position. He's very close to losing this position. But it's a similar sense on the one of 130, where he couldn't grab the leg easily. It's the same situation, because this leg is heavy. That's why he lost it. So Lovato's still controlling that grip in advance. So Marcelo did right there, because his position improved, is the same concept that we saw in the other one. Right there. Notice how he's using, this is a little bit precarious for me for reaping. I would probably be a little bit more careful. Is he's using this part of his leg to go into his leg to get the slide off the ground. So he did it in a different way this time. And then goes under. We're starting to get a recovery. Lovato's playing with this, pushing it down. And then is able to recover his leg on the ground from this position. Marcelo was trying there to lift with this hook to generate the same type of lift, but it didn't work that time. Now we tried to go, oh, interesting, because he went to his left, it looks like. Look, you can even see it in this freeze frame. He's going left to generate the momentum needed to make him a little bit lighter. Right there. He bowed out his leg. Watch that. Watch Lovato's leg. He bowed it out right there, and then came back again. And you see that was the positional recovery that he needed. That's why you study videos. Who knows? I'm not a member of MG in Action. I've gone there on my friend's page, friend's subscription for like a day. I don't know if he teaches stuff like this, but it doesn't matter because that's not my point. My point is this type of thing, or to generate a little bit of reaction needed to get it. Sometimes as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, you're not aware of you're doing it yourself. So you might not even be capable of teaching it. There's plenty that I know that I can't teach. I try and constantly watch video of myself, but it's kind of hard to video yourself as far as the politics of videoing yourself in an academy and analyzing that. So this is the type of thing why you study videos. I know we focused on, the moves in the first one, but this is the perfect video because it has just that little aspect in it. Recovers. We'll finish out this series. Tries to step out, controlling the arm. Tries to sweep him back. He lowered. Yep, right there. He lowered his rear hook and tried to sweep him down, and Lovato backwards. Lovato came down on one knee. I think that his idea right there was to feed this grip here. We saw that grip in the Hickson Gracie black belt, but I think the idea here is to pass it to this grip and then strip your grip, because that's the problematic grip. Grab that if you're never in X guard. But it just didn't work out. He ends up coming out the back door, if memory recalls, and grabbing a single leg. Again, he's trying to pass the grip. It's just not working. Lovato, in that moment of passing the grip, realized that there was less control of his leg, and he tried to pull out, so Marcelo went back to controlling. Lovato knows his leg. You can tell. He knows his leg is going to be... Yeah, you see? Every time Marcelo lets go of that, he kind of gives a little pull-out motion. Nice. Backdoor. Single leg. Anyways, we're out of time for today. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this additional video analysis. Catch you next time.